So, hello everybody, welcome back to the Ginger Trader. So somebody reached out to me and asked why I was having a certain bias still on a specific pair that we do analyze on a daily basis, and I figured that I could make a video about it as to why I was keeping a certain bias for a certain amount of time. So the pair was AU, and what we're going to be going over specifically in this video is structure, aka trend. I hope everybody that's in this industry pretty much understands that. And time frame correlation, specifically just understanding the different structures on each time frame and how they correlate with one another. We're not going to go deep diving into time frame correlation because that could be a whole other, it could just be its own video by itself. So what we're going to do is, obviously go over some examples first, some basic examples, and then we'll hop on the charts, see these examples in real time, or not in real time, in real life, and and then you guys can understand and follow my flow a little bit when we are going over these pairs. So let's get into it, shall we? So first things first is we're just gonna go over the basic idea of trends. So in an uptrend, we know we are obviously going up, but we are making distinctive points while doing that. Those points are obviously high points abbreviated as HH, and higher low points. So higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. And for simplicity's sake, this point is higher than this point, that's why this is a higher high. This point is higher than this point, that's the reason why this is a higher high. This point is higher than this previous point, which is a low, right? So we have the trend and the counter trend, right? The counter trend makes the higher low point, the trend makes the higher high point, right? Pretty simple concepts. And we can do that for a downtrend as well. So in a downtrend, we have the two distinctive points, lower highs and lower lows. So this point is a lower high, this point is a lower high, this is a lower low, this point is a lower low. This point is lower than this previous point. This high point is previous than this high point. So you have the trend, the counter trend, right? So in both trends, so if you are in a uptrend, right, as long as it is maintaining higher low points, hopefully if I also knew how to draw too, if it's maintaining higher low points, it is maintaining its trend, right? And a downtrend, as long as it's maintaining its lower high points, it's maintaining its trend. So basic concept of textbook trends, right? Now let's just get into that's fine, a bit more complex trends. So right, so uptrend, and it's maintaining all of its higher low points. Okay, downtrend, it's maintaining all of its lower high points even when it came up to 100%. So maintained all of this right here. And then let's just go over when we know the trend is, the overall structure is changing, right? So uptrend, right? So even when it made this lower high point, we maintained it, the structure, until it broke it, transition to a downtrend. So, and we'll keep it simple for concept. So, introducing time frame correlation into this, right? We're gonna go simply with, let's just go daily time frame right now, right? So let's get a bit more comfortable here. Daily structure, right? Let's just say for simplicity's sake, it is on an uptrend, right? So within each part of its overall structure, there are obviously different trends going on the lower time frames. So let's just break this down to H1, right? So H1, we'll take this part right here. On this one push, what you'll be seeing is a smaller uptrend, right? You know, it might not always be this simple, this clean. You know, you might have to use a lot more different concepts to understand it completely as a whole, but the overall concept that you're seeing is this uptrend right here. So now let's break down what happens here, right? So for this to bring in more buyers, what has to happen on lower time frames is we're first going to have to break structure and retrace, right? So this retracement here is a change of structure on the lower time frames, right? So then we see a downtrend, right? And then the same concept happens again right here, right? So you see a transition happening to make the next point in the overall structure. Okay, so now we might not be able to find, well, and that goes for a downtrend too. So let's go ahead. We're gonna hop on the computer and find real world examples of this. It might not necessarily be H1 and daily. It might be H4 M30, might be H1 M15, or even M5. So, you know, we have to keep an open mind with this concept overall. But this is just the general basic idea of it. Okay?
Alright, so the person that was asking predominantly this question was asking about it more or less on AU. So we're going to use AU as the example to understand the whole concept of using time frame correlation with structure. Okay, so because we were in a uptrend, let's go ahead and break this area down to show what I mean with it. So this whole area, right? Let's just make this a more I don't really like that. Yeah, that looks fine. So in this area, right, this is basically what this is right in here. So from a downtrend to an uptrend, right? This whole area right in here. Yeah, there is, we do see like very little pullbacks on, lower time frames, like, where all these bearish candles are. But overall, this is just the single move that we're looking at. So as we can see, right, uptrend. So maintaining, maintaining. I wouldn't really count this as a higher low point. It's just a point of support, more or less. But we can count it as just a minor area, right? So this is the main higher low point right here. So just so we don't get too confused, right? Main higher low point. As you see that, we do see some pullbacks, right? So let's just see how this area looks on these higher time frames. Let's put it orange. Yeah, we don't really even see it. So it maintained that uptrend structure. Yeah, which all that point was just a higher low point on a lower time frame, or from daily, but a downtrend. Yeah, this was just a downtrend on a lower time frame, right? And all those points that you see, these breaks of these minor areas, this wasn't any type of major higher low point. This was the main higher low point. This was just a trend on lower time frames. So let's just break this down and just show the example. So we have this from this higher low point, right, to this downtrend on this lower time frame, back to this overall uptrend. So where that orange area is, thank God we can get back there. You see, we broke a level of support, right, indicating that this trend was done. And then look, we maintained this entire area. So it maintained, even though this point is higher than this point, no candle really indicated it, right? And look, even here you have a head and shoulders, indicates that this is still bearish, right? Downtrend. Still maintaining its downtrend until this point right there, right? 1, 2. Now you see, now it might not necessarily be clean, obviously breaking this down to even lower time frames to try and get an even better entry, but the bias would be to bots somewhere right in here, right, when this downtrend was done for this H1 structure, which correlating that with daily structure, where is it, right, it wasn't even anything on these lower time frames, right? So it's not always clean, it's not always pretty. This example, we do have breaks of these minor areas of support, but the overall structure is still maintaining. And if one time frame isn't clear to you, just go to the next one up. That's it. Just go to the next one up. You see how that area got cleaned up really well. So Yeah, all those breaks right in there were just minor moves to make the next point in structure overall. Okay. Same thing all in here, right? This was the main higher high point. So, yeah, we do see this area open here, but let's just, like I said, go to one time frame higher. It never even broke anything. So, really, that's that main point right there. Okay. And then this entire time frame, this is where it technically broke structure, right? 1, 2, right here. So it broke this area of support or resistance, sorry. Maintain the higher low point, right? Break, tested, and then continued, right? So look at right in here, we transitioned to a uptrend, right? Had 100% retest. I don't know why I said it like that. We had 100% retest, made a lower high point in the overall downtrend, or in the overall uptrend now, made a lower high point, but we maintained, or we made a lower high point, but we maintained the overall higher low point, continuing this structure. So where the question was being asked is if my bias is still bearish on AU, and technically overall yes, based off of this daily time frame. Right? Understanding where we're at on this weekly time frame, we've been extremely bearish. So this big push right in here, we were maintaining, look, lower high points, made a lower low point. So as of right now, it has to come all the way up here for it to break on daily time frame. So my overall bias is still bearish right in here, right? It's still, excuse me, it is still overall looking for more sells than buys. Okay. So let's break down this area right in here. Let's highlight it first before we do it. So overall, we know that where we're at on a daily time frame, right? So that big move, look, let's just make this a bit more clear. Look, watch. Break, 1, 2, lower high point, maintained, lower high point, even though, yeah, we did break a area of support. Not really, right? We don't really see it on this higher time frame. So maintain, right? This really wouldn't count. This is, just a blip. This was 23.6%, but it's a lower high point technically. Lower high point, still maintaining lower low points. This entire area right in here. Break of structure on a lower time frame such as M30, but not really based off H4. It had to break an area of resistance to make this lower high point on H4. And this is where you really have to go through the time frames and see what it's overall doing and stuff like that, because if you were just basing it off of just one time frame, then you're gonna get confused and not catch, you're gonna be always in the wrong bias and stuff like that. So we understand that big push up, right? We know we had a lot of bearish volume down, found an area of support, pushed up, maintained this lower high point right in here, right? And our overall goal is at negative 27%. So watch. I believe you can see, yeah, that move based off of the daily time frame. This big bullish candle was that break of structure or break of an area of resistance, right? Then look at what happened. It broke, retraced 38.2%, and then, you know, downtrend again. And it's, I believe it is still maintaining, but, you know, we would have to go a bit more in depth to see overall. So yeah, that's the whole concept of it, and to why I'm still a bit more bearish on it overall based off of daily time frame, because it is maintaining this main lower high point right in here. Now a lot can happen, but as of right now, okay? So I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. I'd highly appreciate that. If you're not already, do subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to stay notified, obviously, for the analysis videos and for any future videos. So thank you. And happy trading. Peace.